So, Brentford versus Luton Town in the Premier League. In today's video, I'm here to give you my thoughts on this Premier League match. Now, Luton were on the back of a 2-1 victory against Crystal Palace. That's going to give us a lot of momentum, a lot of confidence. In fact, the last 3 games we've performed extremely well. And Brentford, I really hope they're not overlooking us a little bit because we are obviously down there in the Premier League. I hope they are thinking, oh damn it, Luton, they're finally found a way to pick up points in the Premier League, and I hope they've got a proper attitude that they're going to take us seriously and not take us lightly at all. Now for Luton, the last 3 games for us, Liverpool was a 1-1 draw, unlucky not to get the win there. Manchester United was a 1-0 defeat, which isn't really a bad result, and then a 2-1 home victory against Crystal Palace, which some may say was a must needed 3 points. Now for us, the next couple of games are extremely challenging. You've obviously got Brentford, you've got Arsenal, you've got Manchester City, you've got Chelsea, you've got Bournemouth, you've got Newcastle. Extremely tough games coming up in December. And yeah, picking up points is going to be extremely difficult. Now, if you look at how we've performed over the last 3 games, if we keep repeating those performances and bettering those performances, we will still pick up points. That's what I believe. The confidence, the momentum, the togetherness within the squad is always going to be there. And we even won our last game without Nakamba in the side. So, even Rob Edwards himself, he's going to have a few headaches on which side he's going to pick in this opening game against Brentford this weekend. Now, if we look at Brentford, they've lost their last 2 games in the Premier League. One was against Liverpool and the other was against Arsenal. No shame in that. 2 top 6 sides in the Premier League. I think for Brentford this year, without Ivan Toney, well, for majority of the season, I think for them it's just mid-table, and if you can push for those European places, then you can push for them. But I do think they're missing a few things in that side. I think they need another defender, another midfielder. I think goalkeeper-wise, maybe one more in, and then also another striker to give competition for Ivan Toney as well. I think if you get those 3 or 4 players in, I think they have a real chance of getting those European places. But Brentford, look, who am I to criticise what they are doing? Their structure, the way they're going about things, the recruitment which they've done. Maybe their signings are not for this season. Their signings will, become their real signings next season, is what I'm trying to say. We've signed players on the basis that their first season isn't their main season. It's the future seasons at the club. And the more game time, the more minutes these players have, which they've obviously brought in, they will obviously become a much better team. And their togetherness and the way they go about things is extremely impressive. And Luton, for us to remain in the Premier League, we should be looking at clubs like Brentford, like your Brightons, on how to stay up in the Premier League. I'm really excited for this one. Obviously, for Luton fans, this game, I hope we're not looking at it from our perspective saying we have to get something, because Brentford on their day could cause us so many problems. You've seen the way they performed against Burnley. It was very impressive, and I feel like they can mix and match it, Brentford. Yes, they can play pretty football, but they can also be physical, and that is exactly what we can do. Of course, this season's been a lot more physical than pretty, but they can also be physical, and we have to watch out for that. I'm going to butcher his name a little bit, but Brian Mbeumo is, honestly, I found out his age recently. He's still under the age of 25, I believe, and wow, he is someone that, if he carries on the way he's performing this season, I can see leaving for a big fee at the end. He is quality. You've got Jensen as well, who I really like. They've got a few really good players, Brentford, and like I said, if we don't turn up, we can't just not turn up. They'll score 3 or 4. They've got the capabilities to do that. They're at home as well. But the one thing I always say is, when you go to a team away from home, score the first goal, irritate the home fans, make them angry, because that goes in our favour a little bit. And you know what? I think we've managed the game extremely well. As I've said, Rob Edwards, he's got a few decisions to make. Does Nakamba come straight back in? after Pelly and Ross Barkley's performance. May I add, Ross Barkley's performance against Crystal Palace, we are finally seeing this Ross Barkley that, you know, played for England. Some of the passing he made against Crystal Palace was outstanding. And if I'm a Brentford fan or a Brentford, you know, player, I'm man marking Ross Barkley because he's the one who's dictating it. You see him every time he gets the ball, there's 2 or 3 players around him. He is honestly amazing. Everyone supports him as well. Ogbeni just causing so much havoc down the side. Townsend obviously performing really well. It was nice for Clark to come on and get some minutes. We are performing really well. Thomas Kaminski is making absolutely fantastic saves, which is great to see because you need your goalkeeper. You know, we may be riding our luck a few times, but it does not matter. As long as we are staying in the game, I couldn't care if Brentford have 25 chances and we only have 1, but we walk away with a 1-0 win. I couldn't care. Points is what matters the most. Performances maybe come after that, but we just got to get the points, you know. I think when you're a team down there, points it's just so important to get. And if you can get more than your bottom 3, you stay up. It's as simple as that. Obviously a lot harder than that, but yeah, that's exactly what we got to do, and we just got to keep going. I would love a point away from home against Brentford. I'm not going to lie to you, I would love it. However, I do think Brentford are going to win. I think it's going to be a tough. I think they're going to win 1-0. I think it's going to be a tight game. But yeah, onwards and upwards. Hopefully we can obviously better that and get something. And yeah, we go into this Arsenal and Man City period next week on a really good bit of form. And Arsenal and Man City, as we're the home team, they have to turn up. They're not going to be able to walk in and think they can win. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section of the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you all in the next video.